think about where we are on pillar one. I was saying yesterday over dinner, it's almost ironic that we still have the Mitchell B. Carroll Prize. If you dig a little into what Mitchell B. Carroll actually did and what that means for arm's length in the market. So it's somewhat ironic even for IFA to reflect the person and the achievement of the person in whose name the prize is given. Tendencies, and I will focus on, I think, the Indian G20 theme of one world. I will focus on one big tent. I think we're focusing far too much on some of the divisions, and when we do this, we forget what actually brings us here. And I'm bringing you pictures, right? I don't bring you a lot of text. And my first message here that I want to bring to you, this whole OECD-UN debate is not a cricket match. Now, I must admit that when I gave a similar observation in Porras's panel, who might be watching here today, and that was in Mexico, I referred not to cricket, admittedly, but to football. And I thought, I need to adapt it in this world, right? And what am I trying to say here? There's a story out here that makes for very good billings, that says, you know, Mr. Leonard here in the blue trousers and Mr. Pross in the red trousers, let's watch them, right? It's a Hollywood movie. There's a showdown, there's a vote, there's a win, there's this, there's that. It does make for a great story. But it is not necessarily helpful because it's not necessarily accurate. It creates division where we need to come together. And this is also, if you read an article that one of the former chairs of the inclusive framework wrote, the theme that he's using is also sometimes the public discourse airbrushes the existence of the UN Tax Committee out of existence. It's a suggestion that all the tax work in the world is done by Dr. Pross. Now, as much as I would love this, sadly, that's not true. There is just many, many countries that play staying with cricket in all of those teams, right? India co-chairs our work on exchange of information. Rashmi's voice in the steering group, believe me, and I guess as we were saying yesterday, you probably wouldn't have the design of pillar one if people like Rashmi were not inside the design of this pillar. Not much division, if we think about it. And I don't think on the transparency agenda, I guess as was mentioned, we did a report on behalf of the Indian presidency, and we hope to continue that work with the Brazilian presidency because we think we need to move further on tax transparency. There's questions of wider use, there's questions of real estate, there's other things that we need to do. We're not done on beneficial ownership. And when I speak we, I don't speak for me as a German, Rashmi as an Indian, or Michael Leonard an Australian. I think we speak for we as the group of the tax fraternity to improve the lives